Welcome back to another video. It's been so long since I've made a video. I believe my last one was at Christmas. So I figured it was about time that I got back on here. So it's planting season here. My dining area is like being taken over by all of my plants that I have here. I live in a zone 3. I live in central Alberta, so it's a really long time before we can finally leave stuff out at night and like plant our gardens and everything. But looking at the 2-week forecast, I think come Thursday, after Thursday, so like Friday night, I can finally leave stuff out. And I'm hoping to plant my garden come Saturday. So that will be part of this video. I'm going to make it in one. But yeah, hopefully nice weather and that all goes according to plan. I'll give you guys a little tour of my garden beds. My husband ordered me some raised beds off of Amazon. I almost have them all filled, so I'll show you guys that. And then I just want to pot a few flowers just because I feel like these are getting a little bit out of control here. So I thought it might just be easy to have them in pots. I actually don't know. The pots might take up more room. So these are actually going to go in with my tomatoes. I thought these were so pretty. It's a strawberry blonde marigolds, and marigolds are good to plant with your tomatoes because they help keep bugs away. So these are gonna go together, and I thought it would pair nice because tomatoes are obviously red. And then yeah, these are like my little tomatoes. I'm not putting these in the ground until June. I've heard a lot of people in zone 3s, they wait until June to do that just because tomatoes freeze really easily. So you never know. Well, I found this on Pinterest. This is one of the pots I'm gonna put together, but you put like smelly herbs. So this is like rosemary. I have a lavender, then I have thyme, and I'm gonna add a marigold into it. Supposedly it helps with mosquitoes. So I'm gonna have that on my deck and we'll see if it actually does. Then I got a little jalapeno. So that's all I'm working with. Like I said, I'm just gonna put a couple pots together today. And then hopefully Saturday will be nice and I can plant my garden. So I'm just gonna like change out of this white shirt and then head outside with my plants and start potting some stuff. Okay, I have my pots here I'm gonna fill. This is the big one. I'm gonna put this by my door. These two hanging pots, these go on my deck, and I always put the white petunias in there. I just think it looks so pretty with these pink baskets. I probably could re-spray paint these, but whatever, maybe next year. And then I think I'm gonna do that mosquito repellent one in this. I just drilled holes on the bottom of this. This was literally from the dollar store, but I think that will work out. So I just wanted to show this petunia. I just got this today at Independent. Is that not so pretty? I've never seen one like this before. It's almost like it has like ruffles in it. So pretty. I would have bought 2, but they were like $5 for one. So I don't know if I should maybe put another marigold in here. I don't know how much these will like fill out, but maybe I'll just see how it goes, and if I like it, then next year I can always improve, and we'll actually see if this works for mosquitoes. All right, here's my little hanging baskets. These always look a little sad when I first put them together, but come like midsummer, even before midsummer, they fill out. They look so pretty. So stay tuned for a flower update this summer, and I'll show you how good they look. I'm gonna have to like wash those off before I bring them in tonight. But yeah, I got that done. Now I just gotta finish that big pot. I kind of just like placed them in here, and I can tell this is going to be way too crowded, so I'll probably have to do 2 pots. I have some little pots here, so I'll just kind of put this big one together and then decide what I want to do with my leftover, because I also have some of these petunias left as well. I already know I want to put this one in the middle. I did this in a flower pot last year. I thought it was really pretty. And I just found out that these actually come back every year. So I'm going to save this one at the end of the year because it's good for up to -40, which would be zone 3, which is what I'm at. All right, this is what I got. It's not my favorite planter I put together, but whatever. I got these pansies here, which are these ones. And then I got these wave petunias. So yeah, I kind of put those around, and then I put this really pretty white one, kind of, this is going to be my front, because I kind of wanted that to be like the main focus, because I just think it's so pretty. So again, this will look better in like a month. Even this will look so much better because it'll fill out. All right, this is the finished product. Again, these will all look better once they settle in and fill out. All right, guys, planting day is finally here. Today is Saturday, and according to the 2-week forecast, we should not freeze anymore at night. So that means it's time to put the garden in. I got all my stuff rounded up and ready to go here. So I'm just gonna take this out to my garden boxes and start planting. All right, guys, so we're out by the garden boxes now. I'm gonna just give you guys a quick tour of my garden boxes. I only have 3, so it's gonna be really quick, but I do have 2 of these white boxes. Then I have a smaller brown one I'll show you in a minute here. I was planning to put my tomatoes here, so as you can see, I already have a couple cages put up, and then I also have these trellises. I'm just gonna like play around with stuff and see what I like, and then I will know more for next year. So I saw like mixed reviews. Some people say a cage is better for your tomatoes, and then other people say it's better just to stake them. So I'll just see what I like the best. This is technically a trellis, not a stake, so I'm hoping it will work the same and just have a nicer look to it. But like I said, this is just like my like testing year, I guess we could say, and then I'll kind of know what works for me, and then next year we can always improve. So here's my second white box, and then right beside that I have some rhubarb growing here. It's doing pretty good. And then this is my final box, just a short brown one. Also, my yard is a bit of a mess. I have this like dirt pile over there, and then we have these like random patches of dirt. Our yard like needed a lot of landscaping done, so I was just like filling in like these random holes that we have in our lawn. So our yard is gonna look not the nicest until everything like grows in nicely. But after I get my garden boxes planted, I'm gonna plant some grass seeds, so hopefully it can all fill in nicely. So I'll just tell you my plan real quick. I was gonna put potatoes in this first box here. And then as I mentioned in this box, on this half, I will be doing tomatoes. And then on this half, I will be doing carrots. And then I was hoping right in the middle here to do a single row of lettuce. There is a bar here. It's like a support bar for the box. So I can't put like any kind of root vegetable here anyways, because it would obviously grow into the bar. So I was planning to do that here with the lettuce. And then in this box, I'm gonna have some squash going in here, which my mom is starting for me. And then once they're ready to be transplanted, she'll give me a couple plants. And then in the middle here, I'm gonna do onions. And then on the end here, I will be doing beets. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing with this box and put a single row of lettuce, because again, there's a support bar like right there. So it won't work for any sort of root vegetable, but it should work fine for lettuce. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm really on the fence about if I should plant my tomato plants now or wait. I follow some zone 3 gardeners and a lot of them say to wait until June. However, when I look at my 2-week forecast, like, it looks really good. So right now I'm thinking maybe I'll plant, I have 4 tomato plants and then 1 is a cherry tomato. So I was thinking maybe, because I was saying this is like my test year, I might plant 2 and then hold off for 2 and then just see which ones do better, and then I can know for next year. This one lady that I was saying, she was saying that if it drops below 10 degrees, that's when your tomatoes, like, they just have stunted growth. They're not gonna die, they're not freezing, but they just really slow down. So she waits until like a week or 2 into June, and she's from Saskatchewan. So like I said, I might just plant 2 for now and then wait for 2, and then we can see what does better. Alright, I got 2 tomato plants in, and then those marigolds. I think I'm gonna put this cherry tomato right in the middle there. I hope this is enough room for everything. I'm not really sure. And then I'll put my jalapeno here, but I'm gonna wait with that. Unfortunately, that snapped while I was trying to move it into the garden, so that's really too bad. Hopefully it comes back okay. Next up, I'm gonna do my carrots here. So I have this like string to try and get a straight line. I'm hoping to do 5 rows, so I'll do 1 in the middle and then 2 on each side. Hopefully that's enough space. I don't really know much about spacing, so I have 2 different types of carrots. It's getting really windy. Again, I did not know what kind to get, so I just grabbed both of these. So I'll just plant a little bit of each. I have this handy dandy tool for planting really small seeds. You just kind of like shake it and just a little bit will come out. My mom bought this for me. Yukon Golds. I asked my mom for some suggestions on potatoes, and these are the one of the ones that she suggested, so I grabbed these. I am going to be doing the trick where you can like cut them in half. As long as both halves have an eye on them, they will plant or seed or whatever you want to call it. So I'm hoping that my mom and I can share this bag actually, but we'll just see how many I end up getting in here. Pretty much all of these potatoes only have one eye on them. I'll get the random one that will have two. So I probably won't work to share a bag with my mom, but we'll see. Also, I just sent her a Snapchat to see if this is like proper spacing for potatoes, because I don't know. And the bag doesn't really say like in a row how to space them. It just says like in between. So we'll see what she says. While I'm waiting for my mom to reply about the potatoes, I'm gonna plant these marigolds in by my potatoes. When I was looking up like plant companions, a lot of sites said to plant marigolds by your potatoes, so we'll try that out. Also, I'm noticing there's a lot of wasps out here, and apparently they don't like marigolds, so hopefully that will kind of keep them away. We'll see. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. 2 rows of potatoes, and then at the end here, I'll put a row of onions, and then that will free up some space in this box so I can plant like spinach or something like that. So, I don't know. This is the only thing when you're not an experienced gardener, is you don't really know what will work and what won't. My mom did just tell me though that because my potatoes are in a box, I can put them closer together. So that's good to know. So I just watched a video on how to plant potatoes because I just felt like I wasn't doing it right. And turns out you're supposed to like break off those little sprouty pieces. Like make sure the eye is like facing up, but they shouldn't be like exposed or anything. So I'm gonna like go dig those up and break them off and then redo it. All right, I fixed the potatoes and they are now planted properly, let's hope. Next up is the onions. Like I said, I'm just gonna do a row here, and then there's quite a few in here. I might still add a few in this box. We'll just see how it goes. right, guys, I got everything planted that I want planted for now. I am gonna pick up some spinach seed and add that in yet, and then in a couple weeks I'm gonna plant a little bit more of that lettuce, just that way it's not all ready at the same time. I will take you guys over by the house and show you my flower beds real quick. They don't look super great yet, obviously, because like the season kind of just started. My tulips are looking good though, so I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of that. All right, I'm just gonna show you guys my flower beds real quick. They do need to be like weeded a bit, so don't judge me. Anyways, I'm just gonna show you. This is my pot that I did up the other day. I need to water it, but anyways, that's where that will be staying. So this is my first flower bed. I've got some tulips in here, some daffodils. I also have some hyacinths. I think that's how you say them. Not all of them came up, and those were actually for zone 4, so maybe they're just not doing that good. I've got 6 peonies in here. The 3 in the back are white ones. This one is a coral. This one is called Raspberry Sunday, and this is also a coral. I got some more tulips here. All of my tulips are opened up right now. They're so pretty. And then I got some marigolds there. We got a lot of mice in these rocks, so I'm hoping the marigolds will kind of help them stay away. And I just planted a little bit of baby's breath in here. I want to do some cut flowers this year, so I had a little bit of room there, so figured why not. These peonies are on their first year, so they won't get super big. This one does have little like bloom things on it. I don't know what you call it. So we'll see what that one does, but generally they don't bloom for the first like 3 years. Moving right along, over here I have a climbing rose. This is like a beautiful hot pink color. I redid this whole garden bed last fall, so I did trim that down quite a bit, so that's why it's really small. These are lilies right here. I think I'm gonna have to move them. They're like really spread out, and I have a peony here and here, and like this one will probably get pretty big, so they're gonna be like crowded over that. I also have some lilies in the back here. These get pretty tall, so I thought they would work okay behind the peonies, but we'll see. If not, I'll just move them. I have another peony started here. This one is just brand new, so it's really small. These peonies are both on their 4th year, so I'm hoping I get some flowers from them. And then I have another rose here. This is a Henry Hudson rose, and it's for zone 2. The only thing is it's right underneath the drip for our roof, so I'll see how it does. Otherwise I'll have to move it again. I wasn't really thinking about that when I redid this garden bed in the fall, so we'll see. All right, and then this is the front of the house. So this is kind of a partial shade area. This is a hydrangea. This is a bleeding heart, and I can't remember what this is called. This is the same thing, but it's yellow. I just planted this one and this one this year, and then this was here when we moved in. You can see it starting to come back. There's a little bit of growth there. So yeah, this shrub is like huge because it's pretty old. Hi, Ace. So yeah, but it should look good beside the white one. Normally I love yellow flowers, but I actually don't love the yellow that's on this. It's like the same yellow as a dandelion actually, and I like a little bit more of like a pastel-y yellow, but whatever. I'm not the one who planted it, so oh well. And it annoys me that there's all these weeds in here, but at the same time, no. Sorry, it cut me off. So I'm kind of annoyed that there's weeds in here, but at the same time I'm like, actually maybe that looks kind of cool in the rocks. I don't know. Maybe it's only looking cool on camera and it doesn't actually look that cool in real life. Hi, Ace. I also have a begonia planter hanging plant by my front door, and then these on my front door are actually fake. And the bucket that they're in fell off, so that's why it's like dented like that. I have 2 more hanging pots on the deck. I usually like to get matching ones for my deck. I actually need to water these. All right, in this pot right here, this is just by the stairs that go up to my deck. This is the Cosmos that I started from seed, and then this is Gladiolus. And then in this box, I need to like finish this off and like clean up all the roots in here. And then I'm gonna plant some zinnias in there because like I said, I want some cut flowers. And then these are those snapdragons that I was telling you guys about the other day. So I just hung that right here. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'll give you guys a little update midsummer so you can see how my garden is doing and all of the flowers. But yeah, thanks for planting my garden with me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I just want to show you guys my daffodils because a bunch of them are blooming right now. They're so pretty.